We need to teach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about words. Yes, words might wound and they have the potential to hurt, but only if you let them. Dr. Albert Ellis from Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy, the forerunner of cognitive behavioral therapy, put it this way in a very simple ABC format. Everyone in here say A, B, C. He says, A, there's an activating event. I don't like you. C, there's almost instantaneously an emotional consequence. That hurts my feelings. And A and C happen so fast, we are convinced, although we're under an illusion, that A caused C. Because I was doing just fine today, enjoying my yogurt, until some jerk came over here and said, I don't like you. And then I was flooded with negative feelings. Therefore, he hurt my feelings. I was possessed by anger. Therefore, he angered me. Something triggered in me. Therefore, he pushed my buttons. You upset me. You angered me. You pushed my buttons. You hurt my feelings. But the scientists, the social scientists would say, that's not true. That's an illusion. It's a lie. It's not A that causes C, because in between A and C is the letter what? B, and that's my belief system. It's not what you said that caused an emotional consequence, but it's what I think about what you say. It's what I think about what you do. It's my interpretation of the activating event that caused my emotional disturbance. We have to make this connection to children. We have to help them understand. The same person can do the same thing to someone else and they don't care. But when they do it to you, you fly off the handle in anger. Don't you realize your contribution to your own suffering? Well, that sounds like victim blaming. You're a victim blamer. How could you blame the victim for suffering when they need our comfort and our protection? Oh, stop it. I'm not blaming a victim. I was one. I love that child. I care about that kiddo. I don't want them to suffer. Why do I do what I do? Because the first part of my career, I ignorantly communicated a message of kindness. Stop being mean. Be nice. Don't you realize the damage you're doing to a child? They could kill themselves. And then I realized when I left a place, you cannot moralize with children. They will still use whatever works for them to psychologically dominate another person. Aristotle said 2,400 years ago, one thing government can never do is make its people moral. It's an exercise in futility to try to make a kid nice, to enforce niceness, and it's a violation of the golden rule. Fundamentally, you wouldn't want people to make you nice. You want the freedom to choose to be nice or not. And therefore, you feel victimized if you have the threat of punishment to be nice. From a sociological perspective, it is an impossibility to legislate niceness. You can't do it. The revolt, the opposite, will happen. It's the law of unintended negative consequences. Well, then what do? Stop trying to change the world around the one who's suffering and help directly the child who's suffering. If you tell a child suffering that their solution is not in their hands, but is in the hands of the legal system, and in counselors and hall monitors and teachers knowing what's happening behind their back and students becoming moral, that's why they kill themselves. Because they realize there is no solution to my problem. You talk to the kid that was mean and he's still mean to me. And when I did get him in trouble, it made it worse for me and I was in a bigger target. You realize everything schools seem to be doing, what they're instructed to be doing by the anti-bullying laws, and what the mob mentality of the parental community on Facebook is demanding that they're doing is actually causing a worse problem for the child who's suffering. Let's focus on the child that's suffering. And let's put all our energy, all of our attention on helping them no longer suffer. If it's a subjective harm situation, meaning it's subject to what they think about it, then they are the ones that are positioned to stop hurting.